Terra LUNC CLASSIC. Well, it's my second video of the night now. I did think this one was important. I want to talk specifically about USTC repack. The best potential for a decentralized server coin in digital money right presently is USC. Presently we know as a component of the L1 group, and similarly the move up to equality that USTC reg test climate is on the cards now. As with everything with crazy person, everybody has their own view as to precisely how to institute this. We separate one of those perspectives at this moment and investigate precisely exact thing they are advertising. Be certain buy into the feed smasher like in the event that you are bullish on lunar work of art and USC. What's more, so, we should give it over and investigate the displaying and reenactment for USC steady repack buybacks and marking trades proposed by Redline. Presently, for those of you who don't have the foggiest idea, Redline is. He's proposed several different USDC repack thoughts as well as a couple of transformations to the Terra Classic environment. So a pretty wise person in the space. Presently I will pass on a connection to this in the depiction so you guys can look at it for yourself, since I'm somewhat going to summarize and stroll through not in exactly the same words. Any other way it would be hanging around for quite a while and you all would presumably nod off. So we should simply get into a portion of the central issues. Around this, and again this point around this USTC steady repack is the one that invigorates me for this specific thought. Presently recollect these are all need to go into casting a ballot. They will all must be connected with the local area to choose precisely which one we would go for. Furthermore, similarly as with everything, there is an expense credited to this which I'll show you towards the end. So the venture expects to upgrade a current device, direct thorough investigation, and give significant bits of knowledge into the calculation qualities and shortcomings. We try to help from the Thoracic people group to subsidize this effective undertaking. So once more, on the off chance that we will genuinely apologize USTC and have it as an activity and useful decentralized stable coin, there must be an fantastic measure of testing. There must be so many security conventions appended to it. It must have the certainty from financial backers that this thing won't do what it's finished previously. It says, we've revised the LUNC USTC market module in Python, barring every one of the parts innate to universe. For example, making the tokens, overseeing convention accounts makes it more straightforward and quicker to demonstrate and test future arrangements. Once more, at the present time Terra Classic has a positive feeling at present. So the faster we can get this into testing, I'm not in no way, shape or form saying we ought to get this into chain, yet testing we totally ought to get onto that. So the Redline's USTC steady repack calculation is a promising recommendation that requires intensive assessment before execution. It's basic to evaluate the exhibition and recognize expected shortcomings to defend the respectability of the Terra Classic biological system. Now, what is the arrangement and what is it essentially they're advertising? Indeed, it says proposed arrangement includes upgrading a current apparatus to show the mimic the STC steady replug by utilizing progressed displaying procedures and leading broad reproductions. We will assess the calculations, conduct and execution, and this will give the local area important experiences, empowering informed independent direction. What's more, past this prompt use case, the back testing instrument gives a significant reso-biological system empowering future engineers and examiners to help me to evaluate and improve their own calculation. So eventually what you could get is conventions that are essentially founded on the algorithmic piece of UTC and lunar work of art. Furthermore, really that could be their principal use, as they can be on the LUNC Classic chain. So it has a lot more use than other than burning lunar work of art. Furthermore, at last, hence being a convention now, there is several information assortments that can get through that they have proactively done. I will go through this explicitly. All the more critically, the piece toward the end project goals, what's truly going on with it. Indeed, improve existing instruments, lead through displaying, dissect reenactment results, distinguishing archive qualities and shortcomings, and give the local area thorough bits of knowledge. Also, suggestions in light of our discoveries. Presently the group is here, so we have Alex, we have Redline, Bilbo and Teacher Ed, which is Edward Lord. So a strong group, incredibly, equipped for conveying the. Presently it goes through the group, not go explicitly through that. I will go through the installment section. So Redline board, cardiovascular work part-time for $3,000 each month, that is a $9,000 installment. Alex will work all day for 5 consideration and Fafi will work for 6 consideration. So the all-out that we are seeing there is $20,000 empowered to order USC. We can see there with respect to the monetary parts of spending plan of $40,000 that has been distributed for this, that is on a very basic level going to go in at this point. What are the expectations? Indeed, they need to convey the upgraded instrument. They need to give us recreation results, documentation of recognized qualities, and carrying out the vital foundation and instruments for any future repack proposition. So eventually cut to the chase, in which we could establish a repack potential among USC and lunar work of art. Also, At last the thing would they say they are wanting to do? Well, draw in groups, ability and information examination, exchange systems and coding, and investigate capability of proposed techniques top to bottom, and no matter what our singular convictions or points of view. The proposed procedure this back T-size presents a novel chance for joint effort and for development of the steady climate where we can investigate and foster each other's thoughts. So extremely fascinating off the bar, and I without a doubt look untied in with getting USTC repacked to lunar work of art. Air burns a lot of italic, yet gives us a genuine use case that isn't accessible on many different stages. So I believe it's totally the correct thing, however it should accompany mind-boggling aversion to air individuals who lost a lot of cash. In any case, B. How would we defend later on? No one will contribute on the off chance that there is a gamble or any gamble of this being an issue. Presently checking out at USTC, it's had an exceptionally pleasant run over the last sort of little while. Presently you are the FMC came in today, which has simply been an insane day. We saw decent development up. In cryptographic money, we saw Terra Classic move and USC was moving, and afterward the entire market unloaded on the rear of potential to further taking care of rate climbs. And yet, Terra Classic and USTC are both appearing as though they're heading down the correct path. So look, it must be positive and will, as usual, stay up with the latest with all that is going on. Guys, that is a big update. If you guys enjoy the content, you want to stay up to date. Thanks for watching, guys. See you in the next one.